KwaZulu-Natal Economic Development MEC Ravi Pillay has confirmed 37 trucks were burnt down in protests over the weekend. Protests against the jailing of former President Jacob Zuma saw violence erupting in Mooi River, Mtubatuba, Mpangeni and parts of Durban. Protesters looting shops and blocking roads while promising fresh attacks in a push to have former President Zuma released from a correctional facility in Estcourt. For more on the story, we're joined now by Action SA's KZN Chairperson, Dr. Makhosi Khoza. She joins us live from Durban this morning. Dr. Khoza, I'm not sure whether you saw the report from Corinda Jugmahan, one of our reporters who are in the Durban CBD this morning, right in front of a shopping centre that was being looted overnight and in the early hours of this morning. You know, Ayanda Nyati put it quite eloquently that it is a convergence of a number of issues in our country. We saw people stealing flour and then other people stealing alcohol. How do you read the current situation?
You see, law and order has not been in KZN for quite a long time. Just, I think it was last year, we had the burning down of the university building, and nothing was done about it. We've seen, I mean, this kind of thing has been happening. If you go to the business people in Durban, they will tell you about a group that is called Madela Ngokubona. This group feels entitled to contracts. It intimidates businesses. It forces them to do this thing. In Richards Bay, not so long ago, you would have heard there was a general manager that was killed, and the equipment was torched. But there is just no action from the SAPS. And I think it's the failure of the SAPS to deal decisively with these criminal elements that is compounding all these factors as we speak right now.
So safe to say that these protests are no longer against the imprisonment of former President Jacob Zuma?
That aspect may be there, but it's being exploited. It's just a trigger of so many things that have been happening. As you were saying earlier on, there is a convergence of catastrophic conditions that have been there. So, but what we are seeing now is sheer criminality. And if we are going to allow this to continue, this is not a KZN phenomenon, and I want to disagree with the president to reducing it to ethnic criminality or something like that. I really do think that this is a phenomenon that has been in South Africa for way too long. I mean, we had the Vuwani, the burning down of over 50 schools at one point in Vuwani, and there was nothing done. It's something, you know, spectacular done about that. And I'm saying we need the army. I know Nosviwe is saying we can't go, we don't need the army in KZN because it's not a war zone. Truth be told, it has everything that resembles a war zone. You can't go out. Some of us, a person like myself, you will know, as somebody was extremely vocal about President Jacob Zuma, can I leave my house and go to the shops? There is just no way I can go because I may be killed. It will be suicide for me to leave. I'm saying the SAPS, the army, it's about time they are stepping up and actually deal with this lawlessness. It's very costly to the economy. In an environment where we are living in level 4 COVID-19 lockdown and we are shutting jobs as quickly as the speed of lightning, it's scary.
I mean, in that crossing with our reporter, you talk about inaction from the police. We actually saw live on camera a police van driving past the scene of that looting in the Durban CBD, and that was it. Driving past, it did not come back. It did not take any kind of action. What should be the minister's response here?
In this province, I'm telling you about something that I've seen with my own eyes. You actually have police that are selling wunga. Not so long ago, I think a few weeks ago, my own car was stolen. And the police, and it was at a workshop, the police brought it to my home and they told me that there were 3 Malawians that stole my car. And I said, so what's going to happen? Can we open the criminal case? Where are those criminals? They told me that, no, you don't have a case anymore. Your car is here. So there's just no consequence.
So you're saying it's nothing new?
Criminality.
Yeah. You're saying it's nothing new in KZN, at least,
it's
in your
experience.
It's
nothing new. It's been happening in KZN. I mean, take even the political killings, that of the killing of councillors. I mean, the ANC factional corruption in this province, it's real. People are killing each other. In Umlazi alone, we've had how many by-elections because the ANC councillors are killing each other over tenders.
Yeah.
But there's been no action.
Is the minister taking action in terms of, what you're describing is complete and utter lawlessness in KZN? Is Minister Bheki Cele coming to the party?
Minister Bheki Cele, as far as I'm concerned, I don't have a very good view of him, because I think Bheki Cele is more concerned about, getting attention, but not necessarily dealing with what he's supposed to do as the Minister of Police. And most of the things that he's doing, people of KwaZulu-Natal, they respect authority. I am telling you, if Bheki Cele was going to use the energy that he was using when he was spilling the pots of meat of the congregants at a Zion church, his police were doing that. If he can do the same now and say to the people of KwaZulu-Natal, enough is enough. We can no longer allow this criminality and arrest those people. You see a lot of people being arrested. I'm telling you, we will see the reduction in this. The reason why people are doing this, it's because the police are they are just helpless. It's just frightening.
On the sidelines of this, the former president's daughter, Jacob Zuma, very, very active on social media, encouraging the various acts of vandalism that have taken place over the weekend. There's one tweet where she says, Mooi Plaza, we see you, Amandla, and the video shows that Spar truck and another truck carrying vehicles being set alight. I mean, effectively encouraging the kind of vandalism that we've seen erupting over the weekend.
And let me tell you, I believe that to do wherever she is betraying her own father. Because as far as I'm concerned, President Zuma, in as much as he's an imperfect man, he's a moral and inherently corrupt man, there is one thing he doesn't like, lawlessness. And I am telling you because I was there when he was resolving the conflict, the bloody killings in KZN between the IFP and the UDF/ANC. And for them to exploit this is irresponsible. And those are the people that need to face the mighty of the law as well. Because, if you're inciting violence, you are as bad as the person who is actually doing it.
I mean, given what you've just outlined for us, and given what the president had to say in his address to the nation last night, insofar as this violence in KZN and Johannesburg is concerned, do you think that Cyril Ramaphosa has come out strongly enough to condemn the violence?
My view of the president is that he's an extremely indecisive leader. And it's not new. And for whatever reason, the media believes in the president's leadership. I mean, this is the president whom, when we were standing up in parliament, was just silent on this. The only thing he said to me was, be safe. And exactly what he was doing last night was saying, you know what, there is a problem, and that's it. He was just trivializing the problem to ethnic mobilization, whatever he means by that, I have no clue. But I am saying, I think President Ramaphosa should be checking in. He should be speaking like a statesman. He should be commanding the army. This is like a war zone. I am telling you, even now as I'm sitting here in my house, I can hear singing, and these people are heading to Hillcrest. To Hillcrest City Center, as I am sitting here right now. So what can you call that? And the president did not even speak in detail about what's happening in KZN and actually be seen to be taking a decisive action. But my point is, as long as we have the grossly compromised, morally compromised ANC government, there is not going to be peace in this country. The ANC has no ability to deal with these issues because it is a party that is directly involved. If you are talking about the people that are doing all these protests, they are ANC members. They are ANC members. That is the truth. They have no control over their members. Who is in the state? Who is controlling the army? It's their own comrades. It's people like Begitale, it's Nosibiwe Mapisa with the army and so forth. So we have a real crisis and situation here. And I hope South Africans can see this and they must really start punishing the ANC in the polls.
I mean, Dr. Khoza, today, another big day in the courts in many respects. The former president's rescission application in the Constitutional Court today. I mean, depending on which way that decision goes, if indeed we do get a decision today, we might see incredible escalation here in Johannesburg and in KZN.
Definitely. I mean, the triggers, the people of KwaZulu-Natal, the unfortunate thing is that there has been a perceived, on the ground, a perceived view that there is an inconsistent or selective application of the law. We see other people who do certain things that are so wrong, and they are nothing is done about them. Take the thing of the Vibe digital scandal, where even Zwelin himself admits that, there was something wrong, even going to an extent of saying, I will pay back that money. He's not fired. He's still there. And then people, in the mind of Mkilija, an ordinary man in KwaZulu-Natal.
Dr. Khoza, I'm sorry to interrupt you there. I just want to give our viewers a note that the visuals you are seeing on screen are of a shopping centre in Durban. I believe it's in Hillcrest. In our
Exactly, that's where I live. That's where I live, in Hillcrest.
So in our report with our reporter just a little earlier, there were live visuals of people looting the shop right there, parts of that shopping centre. We are now seeing security personnel on the scene there, and those are people that are being arrested. They're being pulled out of that shopping centre, and they are being arrested. So these are live visuals coming to you from Durban this morning. Dr. Khoza, your final thoughts?
My thought is that we are appealing to the state president to act presidentially. Now the president has to ensure that the army must also go in. The police do not have the capacity to deal with this on their own. It has escalated to unprecedented proportions. And we need peace. We need to recover from level 4 COVID lockdown. And we need to be able to start living normally. So I just want to encourage people to stop doing these senseless acts because they are going to be hurting them.
Dr. Makhosi Khoza, she is Action SA's KZN provincial leader, joining us there from Durban.